Morning, everyone. Morning. If you're watching today, we're going to look at how I've grown my KDP business and how maybe you could start too. So, just wait a couple of minutes for you guys if you want to join. Morning. So, KDP, this is what we're talking about today. KDP and growing a KDP business. What is Amazon KDP? Amazon KDP is a self-publishing service run by Amazon. So when I say self-publishing, I mean you can publish your own books. You can publish low content books, high content. Things that I publish include word searches and things like that. So you can do mazes, word searches, crosswords, anything like that. And BookBolt will help you get there. So let me show you my Amazon KDP business, because the proof is in the pudding, right? So these are my sales for July so far. We've got the rest of today. I might get a couple more sales today. So in July so far, I have earned $373, which I think is probably about £270, something like that. So how much time do I actively spend on my KDP business? I would say I spend about 2 hours a week on maintaining my business and adding to my library. So these are all the books I have published already on KDP. Okay, so here's some of them, and I've got, I think there's 10 per page, and I've got 18 pages, so I've got nearly 180 books altogether. So 180 books published in my library. I try and add 10 books per week, and as I said, it's low content. I only create word searches right now, so I create 10 word searches per week. To create my 10 word searches, I use BookBolt Studio. This helps me get the content out quick, get published in minutes, and just keep that consistency and the pace. So because I use BookBolt, I can create covers quickly, I can create the insides of the book quickly. Let me show you what they look like. So this is what the inside looks like. Professional, clean cut, easy to read word searches. It looks like any typical word search you would buy off the shelf. And that's using the BookBolt Studio software, and they also generate the answers for you as well, which also look really professional. So I use this BookBolt template to help me get out as many, or quickly as I can, get out 10 published books per week. So this month, my books have earned me $373. Let's see what happened last month. So last month I earned, let me just check. So June, $254. So that's quite an increase. So last month 254, this month 370. So you can see that my business is still growing, definitely going upwards, which is great. And only for roughly 2 to 3 hours per week I spend on this. I do check every day just because I want to know how it's going, how my sales are going and how it's growing. But generally I just spend 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours a week. So what does that look like for me? So I already work full time, I've got a family. I do my Amazon KDP publishing around my job, around my role, and around my family life, so just when I've got time. So on a Monday, I will create and save 10 books. So I spend about 10-15 minutes looking at my past sales and then choosing new book titles based on my past sales. So if I've got a book that has sold quite a few in the last week, I will look for or think of titles similar to that one. For example, let's say, let me show you a book I've got here. So this book is like a revision geography word search book. Let's say this has sold 10 in the last week. I would then, in my new 10 creations, I would look at expanding that topic. So if I've got geography ages 7 to 11, I'd probably do another one on geography ages 12 to 13, 12 to 15, years 7 to 9, or then years 9 to 11. I would also do US versions, and then I would possibly look at expanding into a different topic, maybe history as well. So every time you get a sale, use that sale to like create branches of what could expand here. And you could do large ones, pocket size, large print. Yeah, maybe change the cover, make it more specific. Maybe you want to do it for geography, climate, Egyptians, Europe, anything like that. Just the sales help determine what in what direction you're going to expand your library. So once I've chosen 10 titles, I will use I use AI to help me generate word lists. You can just simply say, create 55 word lists for whatever topic. Make it as specific as you can. So for this age group, in this country, studying this, and it'll make it really relevant. And then you have your word list, put it into an Excel file, save the Excel file. So when I say as an Excel file, they're lists of words. So like 15 words, space, 15 words, space, 15 words. Save it as a .csv, and then that's where you can just upload it straight to BookBolt. Simple as click this button, find the word search you want to use. So this one looks like that. And then because I have, I'll do 55 puzzles. Just type 1 to 55. Continue. And then this is where you upload your file. So I'll show you. Choose .csv file. So that's your Excel file that you've made your list, but just save it as a .csv. Word searches. So this is geography age 7 to 11. And then I'll just open that and it should pop up there. And then click continue, submit. And this is how long it takes. Just a matter of seconds. And they're uploaded. And there you go. So it's as simple as that. So that's how you would create one, upload it. The real trick is creating a really good cover. So you need to create a cover that is really eye-catching as a thumbnail and as large. So if someone's scrolling on Amazon, is attracted or it looks appealing. And then once you've created one really good cover, you can use that cover for all your titles. You just change the title, change, the colours or some of the pictures. And then here we go. Download current project, click, that's it, done. So I'll do that 10 times and I'm just literally going to swap the .csv files, change this title to history or whatever. And then that's how I can get them out quite quickly. So I spend on a Monday about an hour doing that, creating my 10 titles, and saving them, and then on Tuesday it'll take another hour to start uploading them onto Amazon. So I'll show you how I do that onto Amazon KDP. Create new title or series. So just a reminder, Amazon KDP is free. You can sign up. I think it takes a few days, maybe even a week, to get your account approved, but it's absolutely free. Publishing is free. Uploading a book, it's free. So there's no upfront cost whatsoever. All you get is your portion of the sales when your book sells. So there's no upfront cost whatsoever, which is perfect. Okay, so publish paperback, put in a title. So this one's geography, geography revision, word search, would call it age. I think it says 7 to 11, didn't it? And then here you put maybe other things people might search for. So I would say homeschooling, word search, children's puzzle book, primary school word search, anything like this, anything you can think of that you think people might look for. Year 3 to 6. In fact, I would probably put year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, home learning, home study, revision, all of that. And then you can put your author name. You can pick anything really. You don't have to put your actual name. You could put Tory puzzles. And then write a description. Now you could write a description, or what I do is load up some AI, tell them exactly what your book's about. So geography, in this age group, UK, studying the UK curriculum, 55 puzzles, generate a description for Amazon KDP, and it'll write the whole thing for you. So you don't have to do too much work there. I own the copyright, no images, and then if it's amazon.co.uk, click that and you choose the categories. So the two categories that I choose are for sports and hobbies, and under sports and hobbies you can pick hobbies and games, word games, and then the other category that I use, sports, hobbies and games again, hobbies and games, and puzzles and quizzes and brain teasers. Okay, so they're the two categories that I would use. It's a large print book. Now it is a low content book, but it's not low enough to tick this. So you don't have to tick low content book. I have done before, and then I've had an email saying we wouldn't describe it as a low content book. So they've taken it off Amazon, that is. So I don't tick that. And then type in keywords. It's kind of similar to here, what people would be searching for, like the subtitle. So homeschooling, geography revision, year groups, primary school. Maybe you put the age groups. Home learning, age 7 to 11. So whatever you can think of. You don't have to do them all, but I would. And then save and continue. Now it won't let me do that right now because I've already created 10 books this week. So this is how you know it's maxed out. It says title creation limit exceeded. So I can't publish any more books this week. And that's why I keep my schedule. So Monday I create my books, Tuesday I publish. And then I'm not missing any days either. I even put reminders on my phone. And then it's just an hour here, an hour there. And also, you know, sometimes I'll put TV on as well while I'm creating. Makes it easy, doesn't it? And it's around the kids, so sometimes I'll do it even before I go to work during the day, or if I have run out of time in the morning, I'll do it on the evening when I come back from work, or at night time. So yeah, that's how I publish my books start to finish. Let's have a look at the sales for this week, this month. Oh, so in the time I've started this live, which was nearly 20 minutes ago, I've got another sale coming, 97. I would really like to get to 100 sales today. That would be really good. Look, there we go. There's a sale. So I didn't get any sales yesterday. That's quite good going. So the last time I got 0 sales was 26 days ago. That's really good. I'm pleased for that. So that would be cool if next month I could do a full month without getting a 0 sales day. So, and then my best was 8 in a day. I think on average I probably get $4 per sale, $3 per sale. Let's see, I'll just load up a calculator. So there's not that one. 376 and 97. So 376 divided by 97. Yeah, so almost $4 per sale. And remember, that's me not having to put any costs up, right? I don't have to pay for anything. I don't have to, you know, sit and wait and hope for sales or invest money into it. KDP lets you publish for free. Everything is free, and you just get paid per every sale you make. So it's a really great business if you don't want to put upfront costs. And then for all my books, for publishing, I use BookBolt Studio. It makes it so simple and streamlined. I've got a code, it's Tory20 if you want to use it, because you actually get 3 days free trial, and then you also get 20% off the subscription if it's something you want to continue. So it's definitely worth a go. So if I could get, I'd love to get to $400, but if not, 100 sales, that would be pretty cool if I could get that by tomorrow. And then start a whole another month. What I like about KDP and the sale so far, because I've kept consistent over the last maybe 2 or 3 months of publishing my 10 books per week, my sales are actually going upwards. I haven't yet had a month where it's been less than the previous month. So that's really interesting. I don't know if it'll be like that forever, but at the moment, it is a upward trend. So that's really cool, because it makes me think, what will that look like, you know, by the end of the year? Will it keep going up? Is this going to be an income I can rely on? It definitely helps. And if you're someone, I'm not just happy earning my wage. I like to do things at home, do things away from my job, my day-to-day job. I like to do just things for me, where it's like I'm using my creative side. So to have that pay off is pretty exciting, to be fair. So just to show you where this all began, I haven't been working on this for years and years and years. I think I've published my first book in February, just like a trial. Let me have a look. So, let's see what happened in February. Yeah. So I think maybe I published 1 or 2 books. I'd seen a YouTube video of someone using Amazon KDP and BookBolt as well, and I thought, I'm going to sign up to BookBolt and I'm going to just have a little play, see if I can do it, you know. And it was simple, it was really straightforward, and I just published a couple of word searches, And then I kind of forgot about it. And then mid-March maybe, or end of February, I checked and I was like, oh, I actually have made some sales. Maybe I should do some more. So at this point, I'm not up to publishing 10 per week. I just thought I'll do a couple more. Let's see how that goes. And then this was March. Got a couple more sales. I was like, okay. Maybe I should actually give this a proper go. And I think this is towards the end of March is when I was like, I'm going to try and see how many I can get publishing. And then April. Now, seeing $70 was like, this is actual money. It's not just a few pennies. I'm starting to see some actual cash generating. And I think by the end of April was when I started my schedule, where I've put it in my phone calendar. It goes off every Monday and Tuesday. Monday create books, Tuesday publish books. So this is when I started my consistency. So end of April. So that's all of May, June, July. So 3 months really. So for the past 3 months, every week, this is what I've done. So you can see it starting to pay off. Let's see what happened in May. 118. Again, steady growth. You can't expect it to go from $70 to $700 because you haven't got enough published. It's about building your library in Amazon, recognise you as a consistent publisher, your book's gaining traction. It can kind of take sometimes weeks and months for Amazon to really notice your books and to get them out there and start pushing them out to the public. So it's about keeping going, and then your aged books start to sell. Sometimes you can get ones that sell straight away, but it's more about consistency and it growing over time. So this is when I'd started 10 per week. I got to $118 again. Reaching $100 was like my first tick, and it made me think, this, keep going. It's really encouraging when you see the sales come in. Okay, that was May. So 118 May, June, 254. So that doubled. So yeah, I was extremely happy with this. Again, proper, this is actual money now, nearly £200. Yeah, it feels like the work is paying off here. And then, even if I'd have just made the same again in July, it would have been motivating enough for me to keep going. But it's actually more. So 376. Oh, if I could get that to $400 by the end of today, that would be class. So yeah, it's so motivating for me to keep going, keep doing my 10 books per week. And then my goal was end of December, end of the year, if I could make £500 a month. So I think that's about $660, something like that. So that's my December goal. So I think next month, if I can get to maybe 470, I just want to edge towards it. I'm not expecting big leaps and jumps and stuff. But as long as I keep consistent, hopefully it'll just keep slowly going up and up and up. That's the goal. So if you are interested in Amazon KDP, you just go on Amazon KDP, you sign up for free, and then to get your book creations and to get started, use BookBolt Studio, and you get 3 days free trial. Sign up using Tory code 20 and you get 20% discount too. And you can start your KDP journey too. And remember, it's all about that consistency, publishing every single day. And that's how your sales generate, your books get catalogued, and you do see the growth. But definitely consistency, keep doing it, keep going. Just wait for that first sale, see what's sold, build up on that. Yeah, and that's it. If you've got any questions or you want to know more or you need some help with something, feel free to send me a message. And follow along, and I'll keep posting KDP tips, BookBolt tips, anything to help you try and build your business. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.